All right, boys, what is going on today? We have a special car today. We have a Prius. We're going to be doing 70% on the windshield, 30%, 35% on the front doors, and then 20% on the very back. So the reason why this is actually special, this is from a viewer from out of state. So he's from Ohio. This is awesome, having people traveling in here to get their cars tinted from much farther than I thought people would. So this is really, really cool. So yeah, we're going to get started here in just a minute. We got a lot of work to do. These are big old windows. So it's not exactly the biggest car, but they have big old windows. So that means big old pieces of film and big old cleaning. I hope we have tape still. We should probably find out. What's up? All right, well, I'm going to pop my headset on. Oh boy, what do you think about Prius? Is that going to be the questions that we're asking today? They're silly little cars, but they make all the sense in the world if you own one. That's what I think. What's interesting is he was asking about the roof. I didn't know this. It's acrylic. They do acrylic roofs on some of the Priuses, which is just extra wacky. Don't do that, Prius. Stop putting acrylic roofs. Do glass, please. All right, we're going to get started. Let me just make sure that things are good here. How do we test this? GoPro. No. Okay. It's not. It's all broken. Hello? GoPro. Really? Maybe that? GoPro. Toolbox. Interesting. All right. That's new. Well, hang on one second. Let me troubleshoot something. That's always fun. Is this on? It's got to be, right? GoPro. Somehow it switched mics again. How do we switch it back? Did you use your heat box for the sale? No, actually, you just drove in from out of state from the channel. General. Recognition. Audio. See, does this thing. Keyboard. Recognition. Speech engine. There's like a place that I need to look to switch over the mic, and I don't remember where it is. It's so simple, but it hides itself every time I do this. What's going on? General. Oh, there. Real, isn't that Realtek? GoPro. GoPro. Hey! Toolbox. Canon. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. Sorry, that didn't take long. That wasn't annoying. All right, let's do this. GoPro. Sweet. Yeah, it does this thing. I don't know quite why, but it likes to do this thing where it just there's so many different like sources for things because because I don't know, I just added a camera, and there's different inputs and different software telling different things to go do different stuff. That's a great explanation. And then before you know it, it just like one of the programs will reset to like a default. And then you're just like, okay, I gotta go down the rabbit hole and figure out what changed and why it changed. So, no fun. But yeah, voice commands makes this super simple to switch, because some people don't have to work with their hands. Or if they do, they're not spraying water everywhere. So I'd love like a little teeny tiny remote that I could use, but I've tried, and those have their own problems too. Do you say toolbox? Toolbox. Yes. Yes, I do. GoPro. It does a good job most of the time, but I kind of have to be very distinct about it too. So I have to always like pause to say it. Oh yeah, key. We know where the key is this time because we put them in the spot. So, what is up with the Prius? These are actually really straightforward, which is great. Makes my life a little bit easier. It's going to make this a little bit quicker, but they compensate for it being easy with big old windows. Like, these are gigantic for what they are. Like, they're as big as like an SUV. So, but easy seals, and what I mean by easy seals, or like easier, is like generally Toyotas, they just have softer gaskets at the bottom. And so easier to tuck and a little bit easier on the sides. I don't think my stream is breaking today. I think it's your connection, thankfully. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'd rather have that be the options. And look, we have tape that matches. So we're going to tape these right up. Glad I found this stuff. I'm trying to switch back over to tint mode. I'm in tech mode right now, where like so I hooked up an extra camera because if there's one thing that I was lacking, it was, you know, if you have 6 cameras, why not 7? But we don't use a good amount of them. We're normally switching back between the GoPro and the one over by the computer. It shall not be named right now because it'll switch. And so what we ended up doing too was when I made this cart, I have an extra camera laying around. So, toolbox. So now I can do this one. But I also have this tracking one, so I don't know quite how I'll manage this. I need to add lights here. This is really dingy looking. So I can do this too and switch like kind of back and forth between like a tracking one and whatnot. But the tracking ones, like, if I'm trying to show what I don't know. I'm just playing around with them. So, GoPro. Yeah, I need some lights there. I need some lights for sure. Because I was basically trying to set that camera up over there. So we have one on each side now. And I can move it around on a cart. So I was playing around with that all morning. Turns out that a 50-foot HDMI cable is directional. I had no idea, so I spent about half an hour unplugging, replugging, plugging different sources in, going like, oh, I guess there's going to be something quirky about my camera with a 50-foot HDMI cable, and it's just not going to work. And then I look at the cable, and it says source, and I was like, is this directional? I didn't know that. And then we re-dragged around a 50-foot cable, and before you know it, it's working. Love your content. I do raps, and I've decided to take tinting to help grow the business. Love all your tips and tricks. Keep it up. Nice. Very nice. Tinting's a great add-on thing. Well, it's a great business, so having both in one shop can only do you good. I like to specialize in the one. I've messed around with vinyl and paint protection film. They're fun. I've always found that I go back to tinting windows. Just what I put the most time into, I think. All right, one more door. How good is the 20% ceramic? Very good. The end. So the 20% ceramic blocks out like 75% of the heat, I think. 75 to 80%. It's right in that range. I forgot off the spec sheet, but it's right in that range. So I tried wrapping taillights, but I'd rather tint windows. Yeah, so that's kind of like my feelings on that as well. So wrapping taillights is like wrapping a car. So if you're going to be good at wrapping taillights, you might as well just keep going and wrap the full car. I mean, you don't have to, but it kind of makes sense. So charge a premium for those lights, and the lights are so exaggerated that like it's kind of a crazy battle challenge every time you go to do it for the complicated ones. And we're going to roll these up. So like, if I were to do taillights, I feel like I should take on hoods and roofs and then do some other stuff. And then at that point, it's like, I just need to find somebody else to do this. All right, let's roll that up. Then one more. We're going to buy decent quality tint. There's a few sources. There's a couple that help support the channel, so you can check out Sun Distributing, and also, what was it? Oh yeah, that one, Tint Depot. That big old one that's up there. Both of those are great places to get it. Also, I have GeoShield available at mytintstuff.com as well. So there's quite a few places now. There's way more than that, but, well, I say like way more. There's like a lot of sites you can get tint from, but I guess quality tint. There's more companies that are starting to sell their tint right online. So the more old school way of doing business was, you know, having an account and then ordering direct from the dealer, and then kind of like more modern is just throw it online. But some of them make it exclusive because, you know, branding. Branding is good. I use Metro Restyling for my wrap stuff. They're right over here, actually. They're like literally, I can drive around a back street and stop over there. I didn't plan that. It just kind of happened. I haven't seen them yet. I've heard things though. I know a lot of people use them for vinyl. They're cool. All right, so that's cleaned. We need to tape a couple of these things, and then we actually got to do the windshield too. So we're going to do that. Do you like the cone tip or the fan tip? I'm a fan of the cone tip, but the fan tip is really, really good. I just accidentally destroyed mine really quickly because I had little bits clogging it up. This was a while ago too. Oh, by the way, the Wrench Lab on Instagram. Go check them out. And YouTube. He drove all the way from Ohio to have me tint his car. I'm always watching your videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Should I have... Ooh, I should have waited. We gotta dry that off first. Nope. Stay. Thank you. Is Glass Aid back in stock? Unfortunately, it is not. I keep getting delays on it. I'm doing what I can. What is your price on this tint job compared to the carbon? I'd have to break out a calculator to figure that one out. But there's definitely a little difference. So with carbon on a vehicle like this, generally we're like 320 for all the sides in the back and 160. So I'll let you math that one out. And then on this one, we are 450 and then an additional 200 for the windshield. Aww. My boyfriend and I are learning how to tint off of your videos. How many successful stories have you had because we are one? You know, I have no idea how many there are, but I have heard of quite a few. It's a long road, too. There's a lot of stuff to figure out, but it's very possible. There was a couple I taught, actually, out of Wisconsin. Or, like, I didn't teach them how to do everything. I don't want to take credit for that. They watched videos, they learned, and then they were about 5 hours together for a full car. And then I had a class that I did. And then, like, within a couple of days of going back, they were already way faster and just better. And I didn't think a class would have that type of impact, really. But there's just a lot of things, I guess, that you just don't necessarily realize from the videos. But now that we're live streaming, I feel like my class wouldn't be as effective. I don't know. I'm going to get them back, though. We'll do something. What kind of tint? We're using ceramic. We're using Pro Nano ceramic here. This is kind of cool because these big old windows, you can see, like, you can get a lot of the wall between, so you can kind of see like that color stack up on the glass. Because glass isn't clear. It's always got like a little bit of a tinge to it. So it's usually anywhere from like 75 to 80, but you can like get a really good look at it. Would you recommend buying tint tools from Lexan? Well, I'll always recommend the companies that help support the channel. They sell, along with a lot of other tool stores, a lot of them all sell like very similar stuff. So if you look across them, they'll all be, like going to Best Buy sometimes and buying a phone, or going to another reputable store and buying the exact same phone, right? So Sun Distributing, Tint Depot, those are the places that I really like. They also, I guarantee you, one-up them on customer service. Sun Distributing told me to tell you guys to bug them. So if you have like questions on tools and installation and stuff, just give them a call. Do you use the dryer sheet method? I do. Been using that for a very, very long time. Dry shrinking is really the takeaway from that. What's funny too is I live not far from Sun Distributing. I watched them come up. I was a part of the tint side of that company. So I know the owner. He's a really, really good dude. He's a long-time tinter. And he's also responsible for Tint Keg. So we'll have to go out there sometime. They moved into a new distribution building, and they've been slowly working on it. They said they've made quite a few changes since I've been there, so it'd be cool to go check it out. But I don't know if I can live stream from something like that. So probably a video, and then we'll show it live or something. Your guess is how we would have to do it. Why use a dryer sheet? Well, there's a few things that you can use. You can use dryer sheets, get better quality ones if you do. There's also dry shrink prep. That's another good way to shrink it. It's basically like dry shrinking is just smoother and faster. So you'll see with like big old pieces of glass like this. I mean, this one isn't exactly the curviest of windshields. So, but any other, not any other, but a lot of other curvy pieces of glass, it saves time. Like, cause with the, with wet shrinking, like just spraying water, putting the film and then trying to shrink it, that water's always cooling the glass back down. So, whoa. Sorry. Yep. There we go. Cool. Ha! Don't know why. That's not good. That's never good. But at least we know how to fix it, because it's happened so many times. Oh, God. Deactivate, reactivate. We're back. But yeah, like I was saying, wet shrinking, it's just, I mean, you can kind of pocket shrink a wet shrink, but it's dry shrink. Just do the dry. I'm not going to do the other way because this works better for me. So, hey, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so what do we need? Windshield's prepped. Is the back window? Back window's almost. I guess we gotta throw this on there too. My RGB! One of the power bricks I think died. So my RGB is not working. Are you gonna tint the tiny windows? Yep. Yep, so we actually gotta tape those too. It's a lot of windows on this thing. Those aren't actually bad though. Like, I like the oversizedness of these because they also give you like a lot of room. Oh, we probably wanna do that. So they give you plenty of room on them. Not near as bad as some that I've encountered. They're really just like extra quarter windows. Stuff on like the Hondas and Subarus are really annoying. Whoa, really? Your show is relaxing to watch. I leave it on at work? Dang! Thank you. So, I think I can get by with a 36, but I don't know. So we're gonna do a little test on a 35%, because we're doing 35 in the front doors, 20 on the back, then limo on the windshield. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing limo. So, ooh, I don't want that. How'd you get all crinkly at the end? This is tint ASMR? ASMR? I have to stop talking though for it to truly be tint ASMR. Which I feel like would probably benefit the stream. But I can't shut up, so maybe I should just mute my mic. So let's get that unrolled. I think we'll be okay. Because that edge is fine. This one's really kind of tall. So a 40 or a 20-inch roll. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll try and size it up, be a little bit shy on that top edge, just so we know we have enough clearance on the bottom. And we'll the talking is relaxing. My voice? No. Thank you. Although we did angle it, so this might work out. Ooh, we're good. Oh, we're plenty good. Look at that. We had space for days. 36-inch roll, good. I was like, I don't know why. Looking at pictures, I was slightly concerned that the windshield would be like extra tall. It's big, but it should be fine. There's just a couple of windshields that'll actually surprise you. What was that? Thoughts on Avery? Their NR is great, and that was about all I really used them for. I used their NR Pro before they had an NR. I was you need a tech. Good shrinking film. It has this wonderful characteristic where if you have to redo a window, you warm it up, it peels clean. So nice. Geo will stick like crazy. It can stick like crazy. Ugh. Do you ever use 40s? So, the way that they do their lineup is a little strange. So, I usually carry 40s in the carbon and then 36s in the Pro Nano. It's just they have a couple of different, they call it platform sizes. So, it's a little flip-flopped. Should talk to them about that again. Because with the Pro Classic, they moved to a 72-inch width. So then you can get two 36s or two 24s, so it just makes everything easier. Also saves on film waste. You know, because everybody orders long rolls and then not short rolls, and then they can do both. Okay, so let's check out this bottom seal here real quick. Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward to me. I don't have to go too far down, but I want to give it a little clearance there. I'm a Ceramic Pro installer, and they're trying to push me on Cavica. Yeah, it makes sense, because they added it. They want everybody to install their film now. It's the same thing as Expel. Expel's like, you know, if you're going to offer our, you know, this product, then you need to offer this, like, maybe not necessarily like, also do paint protection film if you do window tint. I mean, ideally, that's what they want. But, you know, if you're going to be a dealer, you need to carry their versions of the products. I can see that 100% with any of these guys. I mean, I think they're, I don't know. They strike me as the company that is going to go toe-to-toe with Expel. They're very similar. They're like very similar in the way that they are as a business, it seems. Like, it's just their presence is more up to date, where like some of the more older school ones like Lumar and, you know, Suntac and Global and all the existing ones, they might get left behind a little bit. Cavica's really good, and they don't offer dyed. Oh, that's why it's going to be a little bit more expensive right off the gate. Pretty sure everything's Guari sourced though, so it's kind of like, It's funny though. It's really like a branding game with a lot of these companies then at that point. Because if they're all coming from the same supplier, their films are all going to be really similar in one way or another. They're not really going into being a manufacturer. They're a branding company, at least with their film. But I mean, what's cool is they've done so well in the ceramic coating market. So it's like, you know, if they have like a really good network locator and people are looking for their films, and like, you know, that's what I was always really sore about with companies like Lumar. It's like you want to charge a lot for your film, and then you just want to like throw your film in every company, and then everybody's competing on price, and then you're not really getting people to know your brand anyways. It's just frustrating. So if you want me to pick up your film and you can get me customers at your pricing, like, let's do it. But usually it's the other way around. It's like they'll push the film on you, and then it's up to you and your company to then sell the product at the price that you want, and then that means the product becomes very interchangeable. Because people are going to you for you, not for what you carry. It's a better spot, I think, to be as a company. Have a little bit of both, but, you know. So we have this extra roll. Where did we get this from? I don't even remember. We have, I mean, obviously 20 Pro Nano. I forgot where that came from then. Oh well, we'll just 20 Pro Nano. Oh, okay, cool. I do have much more. I freaked myself out for a second there. I was like, whoa. Why do I only have this roll left? No, I've got another full roll of it. I'm good. That's a great one. We need to hear the engine on this bad boy. It goes beep, beep, beep. You know, I was out in the parking lot for an embarrassingly long time trying to figure out how to actually get this thing to drive. I know the shifter. I've driven Priuses. He had the parking brake on, and it's a foot pedal one, and it was like, you can't see it when you're sitting in the driver's seat. Like when it's pressed down, it's just completely invisible. So I'm like looking around for a pedal, I couldn't find it. Looking around for a button, couldn't find it. Kept saying brake and it wouldn't go backwards. So yeah, that was fun. Oops. Okay. We are making good progress. We have 2 doors cut. Woo. This was actually, let me check. It should be a 36. What did you say you bought for your, oh, streaming questions. Those are my favorite. I'm sorry. Tinting's fine. Streaming's more exciting. It's the Hollyland 400S. So it's a HDMI transmitter. So you can plug any camera with an HDMI out that you want, but if you're doing it like me, your only option for that is like a GoPro in the media mod. And then you gotta like battery issues because for some reason, battery life on the GoPro is just not a good life. It's so short. So even with the, oh God, he told me about that. Oh wow, that's just crazy. I forgot, my bad. I think I can shift this a little bit more. Forgot these windows, they shift. I had them cut. But if we need to recut them, we're fine. But we still have wiggle room here. So let's see if that wiggle room was enough. Because we did overlap it. But yeah, the Hollyland 400S. It's like budget wireless HDMI just doesn't really exist. So this is like the most budget for the size that you can get. So I just have that on an elaborate head mount. Should have cut this just a little bit wider, I think, but we'll see. Might have got it. I'm overlapping the right side a lot. And the left side has enough overlap, so we're just gonna make sure here. Being your own boss, have you almost thrown in the towel? No, that's what I fought for. I mean, being my own boss, like I've always been under everybody else, like working for companies, working for other people. And at that point, that drove me, I mean, there's times that drove me crazy. It makes good money, but it's just, you know, when you have your own things that you want to do, it's impossible to do them. Okay, that is, yep, we're good. We're plenty good. Okay, cool. It's impossible to do them with another company. So I had to like actually, the frustrating part was actually having to build my own shop in order to keep streaming. Like, yeah, there's a, so I used it, eventually I used it as motivation because the way I looked at it was, okay, if I'm gonna let other people waste my time, then I need to do something about it to then make it so my time's not being wasted. Because like being mobile or working for another shop, there's only so much that you can do, right? Like, so for making videos, it's like pull in a car, try and shoot a video, but then there's other stuff that needs to be done. And then there's other people that are just doing their job. So it's like they're in the background, they're trying to talk to you, they need you to do something, they don't need you to be on your own time doing your own hobbies. They can appreciate it on some level when it's slow, but when it's busy, it's like, now you're not, it's like, dude, we need you to work now, okay? Stop, stop, stop. So in tinting, it's like when it gets busy, it gets really busy, and when it gets slow, sometimes it can get extra slow, and then there's like very, sometimes very rarely this happy medium where you can do some of that stuff. So, being mobile, I would drive out to somewhere, and it was either, you know, any type of rinky-dink shop that was offering window tinting, and they'd throw you in whatever space that they had, and they have other guys doing alarms, remote starters, other accessories, glass installs, you know. So it's like they have they got music on in the background. They're loud, they're yelling, air tools, just, you know, that just absolutely kills your audio. And then the lighting's terrible, so that also kills your video. So there's just not much I could do for other shops, and then I'd sit there waiting for a job to show up, and then he wouldn't show up, and I get super frustrated because I'm like, I want to do a video or something else, and then you'd just be sitting in a parking lot waiting for a guy to show up. And then they didn't show up for your appointment, so then you'd lose money too on top of it. So then I'm like, all right, I need to actually start making stuff that basically supplements my time until I can lean on that to the point that I can switch over to that. So moving to here was really, really gradual. You know, I started at home in the garage, and I was kind of forced to get into a shop. But like up to that point, one of the best things I learned from doing like a being part of a mobile company was like, you can assign shops that you worked for, you can assign them certain days. So it doesn't take up your whole week. So instead of being, like scheduling some, one car here, one car there, and bouncing around through the day as, the requests come in, you then give them days. So like this shop has Tuesdays, this shop has Wednesdays, this shop has Saturdays. And in the busy companies, you give them more than one day. And you spread those out farther. So it's like the busy shop gets Monday or Tuesday and also Friday or Saturday because they pull in extra work. And they can usually funnel somebody, somebody that can't come in on Monday might be able to come in on the weekend, and then somebody that can't come in on Saturday might be able to come in on Monday or Tuesday. You're not going to get everybody, but generally that's what would happen. So I do that, and then when I branched away from the mobile company, I did that same thing, and then set up a couple days a week that I could kind of work on video. But eventually it just turned out that I needed my own thing. So I set up my own time. But then there's lots of people that have no idea I'm doing this. They just call for a tint job. And then you gotta accommodate those people too. Well, that's kind of building up this. It's all crazy. Oh, speaking of that. Hello, Tint Studio, how can I help you? Yes, I do. What do you need tinted?
I have a gas tank charge. I need all of my windows tinted.
Okay, including the windshield?
Yep.
Okay. We're a little booked out. I can't get you in until near the end of July. I was gonna check my schedule and he just hung up. You see what I mean? I still gotta be an actual business. That was the most, this is the most direct one that I've had in a little bit though. It's just, I love when they're just like, not even gonna dignify a response, they just hang up right away. I think there's something wrong with my headset here. Hang on one second. Oh, wow, that was weird. Yeah, for some reason, some of these weren't reading off. Weird. You should order everything through Avery. Is it worth it for Spectra PhotoSync heat rejection? Or a typical ceramic film's good enough? PhotoSync is, they had like a transition film. All right, one second. Hello, Tint Studio, how can I help you? Oh, I guess Nick got that one. Thank you, Nick. Aw. I have, Kendall's got 2 rolls of Glass Aid for people that want them. He said he wants to give one to Dorito. Very cool. That's very cool of you. Yeah, I ran out of rolls to send, and it's not going to be back until sometime at the end of July. I don't know, and it's really frustrating to have to say that because there's a lot of people that like it. We were doing really well with it, and then, like, supplier ordered a lot of it, and then I wasn't even able to fill that order, and then there's just been shipping logistics ever since. So give me some more time, unfortunately, but I'm doing what I can. Supplier's super frustrated too, so everybody's super frustrated right now. All right, now we gotta install. Let's do this. So we gotta clean. You guys check out the cleaning video? It was pulled right from a stream, if you couldn't tell. Where do you buy your dash towels? Check out Sun Distributing for those. They have good dash towels available. Why do I still have you? We don't need you right now. Okay. What website? sundistributingdirect.com. So I don't always razor blade windows, but when I have ceramic, sometimes I do. Oh yeah, and he also had these tinted them and peeled it before he came here. So I should definitely go over that. But they look really good, as far as I can tell. I mean, I always like to think that I can tell if a window's been tinted or not. So if there's like no little bits of glue, then I will be surprised. And then there's probably other windows that I've never been able to tell. What did you remove from the cup? It's a... clay bar. No, sorry, I don't have any affiliate links for electronics. I would love to, though. That would be great. No affiliation with Hollyland. It's just a great product. Do you get more than 1 hour battery life from your GoPro? No, that's what I was trying to say earlier before I got distracted. Battery life on that thing sucks. So I take an external battery and strap it on my headset too. So I use the GoPro headset and I put like Velcro on the back for the battery pack for the Hollyland, because you have to get the Hollyland and then you have to get Sony NP batteries, like basically like big old camera batteries. It's annoying. Do you ever do a full windshield with a brow? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of rare now. Most people just go for one or the other, but I do them. Sorry, let me try and fix that a little bit. I feel like I'm really short right now. Although I might just be really short. This is kind of like at that in-between stage where it's like the door is up a little bit higher and the glass is really tall. So normally where I look, like I gotta put my head up a little bit more. Put some energy into this. Yeah, Sun Distributing has all my stuff too, which is gonna scare me a little bit. Well, TINT Depot does, and I guess that hasn't hurt at all. Oh, the Amazon. They more do like 5%. They say up to 10%. I appreciate that though. Yeah, the Amazon affiliate. I do actually have Amazon affiliate links. They're on some of the other videos though. I don't know if I have them on this description. I don't think I do. I should update that, because I do have that. Would you believe my video with the what was it? The mirror video? That video did so well for me on Amazon affiliates. I've never had anything else do that. Anything else do near that. Still, people are still buying that mirror or other mirrors through that video. So, like somewhere in the range of like 50 per month. That was the only time Amazon affiliates did anything for me. How much pressure do you use in your tank? Usually like 70. I think I have my sprayer set to like 65 right now, just because it just takes too long, and that's usually a good amount of pressure to stay pretty strong. See, Toyota, I like the way that you do some glass. I mean, stop doing your coatings now for the new stuff. But like Toyota and just some of the other like Korean and Japanese glass that they have, it's a little bit, I don't know, it just tints well. It's easy to get close to the edge. The seals are generally a little bit simpler until you get into like the Honda quarters and Subaru quarters, and then like those can go die. But these ones, I like these ones. Cool. That's in before we find some random hair. And then have to redo this whole window anyways, because that's what happens with ceramic. Look at that. Look at that. Falling into that seal. Good stuff. Yeah, we gotta do full windshield on this. We have back glass is actually pretty straightforward. A little bit of shrinking, not much. Just a lot of glass, I think, to squeegee out and clean, really. Heyo! Super chat. I'm waiting for the voice.
Tim G super chatted $4.06.
Tim, thank you for the super chat. Was that 5 Canadian? Or was that? It said $4.06. It didn't do the conversion. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, I forgot. Is that voice really loud? Like, is that whole thing, like, way louder than what I'm talking? Because I changed it at some point, and I didn't realize that I did. Here, I can make it a little quieter, I think. Canon. There we go. Tim G! Tim G with the 5 Canadian. Thank you. Definitely appreciate that. It's a little loud. Okay, we'll turn it down. All right, we turned it down a bunch. Now you can't hear it at all. I can't see it until, like, I actually hear it again. So hopefully that's better. I didn't realize it was much louder. Can't monitor my own audio. Let's check this out. Very good. That's on the outside? Oh, that is on the outside. Cool. I didn't do it intentionally to get somebody else to do it, but I realized that might have been the effect too.
Tim G super chatted $4.06.
Tim G with another 5. How was that? Was the audio better on that one? Not too loud? Is it the right amount of revving? Much better? Okay, good. You know, I still haven't figured out. Still haven't figured out how to get it to play over speakers and my headset at the same time. Like, I don't know how to do it. I think it's impossible. I think I need 2 machines. And then I think I need that machine to be in sync with the other one in some freakish way, because then they desync and then one it'll slightly echo. It's just dumb problems. It gets sad every time you use the glass. I'm sorry. Wow, I'm so short. I've been saving it for only 5% cars. Oh, that's interesting. I always use a light with that. Anyways, when it comes to 5%, I use a light. I need a taller stool. I was looking for a better stool. I don't like any of the stools that are out there. I want to find something like a comfy stool without armrest that's not going to kind of hit into the car, and I need the caster wheels to be bigger. So I think I have to buy a stool and then replace the caster wheels on them with bigger wheels, because I have this floor, and I don't think this floor is going to work very well with small wheels. What percent does YouTube take? I always hate mentioning that. 30. They take 30. It's not that I mind it. I mean, yeah, it's 30, but it's like they make it easy, so. YouTube's half of, like, 45% of ad revenue and 30% of super chats. At least last I checked, that's what it was. Twitch is 50. Yeah, they take half of subs. Donations are always separate. Or like subs and bits, and then people can go to donations. I'd love to see YouTube bring gifted subs. I think that would be super cool. I don't even care if they take a bunch. I just like the idea of having gifted subs. That's so fun. But it's like, you know, like Amazon and processing fees and everything else. $50 for Twitch for most of their creators, and then you get a special deal if you're like a super big creator. Like, you can contact them. I listened to a guy who talked about Twitch analytics nonstop. Devin Nash on Twitch/YouTube. Doesn't really stream much anymore, but on YouTube. A lot of super awesome videos. Helpful advice for creators. Here, you wanna... No, never mind. No, the real thing with it is to have some type of goal. That's what I've learned. Like, what is your goal with it? So, like, the easiest way to help support yourself through any type of online content creation is to honestly have a store. Screw all the other stuff. If you look at any, like, Linus Tech Tips broke down all their revenue and stuff like that, and their biggest by far was like their merch. At this point, it's their whole merch thing. That's the biggest thing. So for me, it was like the Glassade rolls actually helped a lot. Same with the like clay bars and the squeegees. So all the little stuff in the store that helped a whole bunch. But now without the rolls, it's a ghost town. We'll get it back. It'll be fine. That's like when one thing, I swear, this happens all the time for me. Like when one thing picks up, another thing slows down. We'll get them all chugging along at some point here. But it was like, you know, the store was doing pretty good, and then the the sad thing was I didn't have a lot of tint jobs through the wintertime, and then we started picking up tint jobs, and then the store crashed. So, yay, business. Glassade is just thank you. I appreciate that a lot, actually. So I didn't even know how Glassade was going to be received, because it wasn't ever like a thing. It wasn't a thing anybody was talking about or did or whatever. I mean, because it didn't exist, but like nobody was even really talking about the idea as a concept. Like, yeah, I'd line the whole window and protect it. But it seemed like the more I did it, the more it seemed to make sense. I was like, this kind of just, it's the best of both. You lose a little time by applying it, but you make that time back up because it's white, so you can see it, so it helps with your cutting. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. It was like a neutral. Neutral for me. Because I used to use a light and everything. Canon. What's that, squeegee? Which one? This one's the hybrid. This one's awesome. I like the hybrid a lot, and we've sharpened it up a couple times, and it's going strong. And I got the blue side I can sharpen up too. I need a coffee break. Just quick sip. So I made coffee this morning, and then it gets cold sitting there. So then I can't put it in a thermos and then put it in a in the microwave. So this is one I can actually stick in the microwave. Can you use a hard card when shrinking tint, or is a squeegee better? Here, I'll show you a new one. Get these guys. Felt cards. They're awesome. They're like woolly. I mean, you can see the felt there. So if you have like a little speck of sand or something under the film and you're carding over it, this will skip right over it, and you're not going to rip through your film. Get those. Ooh, I'll do one better. Felt card. Ha! I linked it. I'm so clever. Wow. All right, let's look at this. Which film from GeoShield? What are your needs? Ha! See what I did there? What do you need it to do? So you have a color stable dyed that doesn't block out much heat. You have a C2 carbon, which blocks out 50% of the heat, or you have ceramic, which blocks out 75 to like 85% of the heat. What's your budget? How much heat you want to block? Wow, that is so loud. How do you sharpen it? I'm glad you asked. I don't know. I'm actually not going to do it. I'll show you. We've done it a couple times on stream. I should probably pick up that part of the stream, but I got to find it. Ironic. I got to search for it in my own streams because I don't remember when I did it. So how are you going to find it? Get what's called a card sharpener. That's this guy right here. So a card sharpener has this like little. You unscrew this. You put 2 pieces of a 60-degree offal blade in there, and you're supposed to take like the card and run it through here, but these edges are raised up just too much for the squeegee to fit in there, right? So it won't hit that blade. But there's this little point here. So you wet this down, you take your blade, and then you go swing, and then you'll shave off a little sliver. And then you can sharpen it up that way. You can also screw up your blade that way too, even worse. So I've messed up a few blades. So the hybrid's like got a nice softness to it where it's a little easier to go. The Blue Max was like hit or miss for me. Sometimes I could get it pretty well, and then the farther in I went, the harder it was for me to do. That was a tip I learned from somebody else. And then I didn't do that for a very long time because I kept messing up squeegee blades. I think I saw another video before that was like somebody put it on a vise with like a couple pieces of wood or something, and then just squeaked it over the edge, and then took a blade and then like dragged it across. They're able to like shave the blade off because you have like all the material that you need. It's made of the same stuff on the edge, so it's always a shame that when the edge goes bad, you know, you just toss the blade and get another one. How to get a Detroit Tint coffee mug? Oh, you know what? Merch never did well for me. Like like shirts, hoodies, stuff like that. Like I had them available on the YouTube. They had like some merch shelf thing, and that like just was taking up space. It didn't do anything. And then same thing for having it in the store. But coffee mugs. You know what took me like the best is honestly just having things that I use on stream that have like Detroit Tint Studio on them. I never took me a long time to kind of put those two together, but I think it's really cool. Like Tint Wiz with all their Tint Wiz edition tools, like that I like because it's taking things that exist and just like we support them. That's super cool. So I'd like to do that more. I would love to have some sort of like a Detroit Tint Studio hybrid squeegee or something. That would be fun. I think eventually I might get the tri-edges. I've talked to the owner before. He's a super cool dude. Just I gotta have like, I don't know, like 10,000 of them made. So that's gonna cost money. But we have our nifty little Detroit Tint Studio squeegee. So that's fun. We are getting green shanks too, by the way. Green shanks and felt cards. Those were a couple of things that were much easier to do. Be excited. Do you ship to Canada with USPS? I do. I don't have great international shipping, but that's why I let a couple other distributors carry the stuff as well. So they're just, that's what they do. Tool companies do tool things. I'm just a dude in my own shop trying to tint cars and go live, and I have the store and I ship international, but it's gotta be somewhat easy to handle or else everything's gonna get dropped. So yeah, it goes to USPS. They're also the most affordable. They were like incredibly expensive with other ways. When you stream, what hours do you start? I start whenever I have the car. So I aim for a 10 o'clock or a 1 o'clock. I got to make both of them work together. So one of the hardest things as a tint shop is reliable times, actually. So I don't really have any set streaming time or hours. I just have a set purpose. We get a car, and when we have the car, we stream tinting the car. And then after the car is done, that's when it ends. I haven't streamed outside of that very much at all. I'll enable the stream early on the Facebook group, and then I'll have like a dozen lurkers not say anything. It's oddly quiet. Oh, did it shut off? Oh, it shut off. We need to turn it back on. I'm really happy with how these doors are going. Like, really happy. And this is when everything goes to hell, right? Oh, do we gotta press it one more time? I think we gotta press it one more time. Triads is, you might as well forget about them for now, because that'd be like a long way out. From what I know is like, he has a set production time where he just mass produces a lot of them and tries to make guesstimates for the year. So like, fun little story about, so these ones, these purple ones, and look, there's no tint whiz on it anymore. Ooh, I got rid of it. Ooh, tint whiz. No, I love them, they're great. So the tint whiz Tri-Edge, they had to order like thousands of them to get them made. And then they wanted to put the Tint Whiz name on them so people would at least know that they're from Tint Whiz, because they sent them out to absolutely everybody. Oh, come on. Just need that. There we go. And so what the owner had to do, oh shit. Oh wait, no, Nick got it. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you. So what the owner had to do was figure out how to print on a surface that didn't allow anything to stick to it, because when he designed the Tri-Edge, he wanted to do it with something where like nothing's supposed to stick to it. It's just supposed to glide on the tint and not scratch it, and you know, go really well into the seals, and then you have to figure out something to put on here that's going to allow an ink to stick to it. And then they found something that'll work. But then what they had to do is literally thousands of these. They had to hand dab them with a primer, and then they had to put them through like a, what is it called? Like a screen printer to put the name on it. And then, so they had like, you put the primer on, and you had to let it dry for like 30 seconds or something. And then you had to print them within a certain time frame. So it was just like an enormous stupid undertaking to get the name on those things. So, and then Tint Whiz sent them all out for free, like really special. I just want green ones though. I don't need the name on it. I just want green ones. Why does nobody have green stuff? It's like my Detroit Tint, the name is in green. I like that green. It's super cool. There's like no green squeegees. Got the orange crush. What? Come on. Flat out, it's yellow. What? Why? Pick a green one. I smoke all my green. Well, that's why there's no green. You guys are silly. All right. This is turning out really well. I'm very happy with this. This looks like dumb clean. When it's easy to put on too, that makes it all look better. What's up? Oh, sure. Oh, really? Yeah. Hang on one second. Toolbox. There we go. Yeah. Let me write that down. Has it been the whole time?
Yeah, it's been
What?
choppy. Yeah, it was so choppy.
Oh!
I went outside, but then it was raining on me. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. You should have let me know earlier. Oh, shit, man. Yeah, no capital letters on that, too. That should work. If it doesn't, just let me know. Dang. I didn't know that. That's no fun. He wasn't able to even watch the stream. That's the client for this car. He drove all the way from Columbus to be here to have this tinted in ceramic. Like, that's cool. I didn't think you'd, like, shoot. If you're, like, beyond, like, 45 minutes out, it's a little far. That's just my thinking. 3 hours. It's 35% too dark. I don't think so. I love 35. 35, honestly, like 35 or 20. 20 if you want to go a little darker is still great. But if you want to be sure that you can see out of it, like 35 on the windshield is really what I'm thinking. 35 front doors, 35 windshield, or 20 front doors, 35 windshield. Will give you a nice darker look and help a lot with glare. But if you want to just stay on the safer side of things too, 50 on the windshield, and oh, there. Okay, we'll put it there. I was like, we lost a razor blade. That's not good. This one actually is 35 on the front doors. So we're doing 35 on the front doors and 70 on the windshield. Just got a Tacoma and FX Extreme. Nice, very nice. Tacomas are not something that I run into very much at all. I don't run into very many Toyotas. You guys see that. A lot of Rams, F-150s. For like doors and stuff like that in terms of the trucks. The big three are here. And then there's also like a Chrysler plant really close to here too, so. They're driving around in their BMWs. Cool. All right, let's put this off the top edge. And then we'll squeegee it, and we'll put it back up there and peel it. What's the legal tint minimum? 100%. No, sorry, I was thinking the other way, like, what's the max limit or what's the minimum? Michigan, everything's up in the air for a doctor's note. So there's no real specifications on that, but they do make it as they have a medical provision on that. And then without that, it's top 4 inches of the front doors, and you can go as dark as you want on the back. And that's across the board with like everything. Front doors, windshield, top 4 inches, like literally. And they don't even specify, is it like this? Like we were talking about it earlier. Is it this or is it that? You probably do either one because you look ridiculous with both. Oh, that was a good one. Hang on one second. Let that pop through.
The Wrench Lab super chatted $5. Thanks for the Wi-Fi.
The Wrench Lab. That is the client's car. Thanks for the Wi-Fi. You're very welcome. I had no idea. Oh my God, it's totally okay if you like need to go through the bathroom or you need Wi-Fi. Like it's all good. I mean, no, don't mess up my shoe. Trevor show. Thank you so much for the 5. Good deal. Ooh, I like these edges. And this is just like mostly straight. I had somebody cancel today for a Prius Prime, said somebody would tint in ceramic for $270. I was gonna say, I was like, it sounds like I just stole your appointment, and then he said $270, and I was like, no. No, that's not me anymore. Weird coincidence, though. Although he did change what he was doing. We're gonna do the windshield and the back, because he had the sides tinted already. I'm trying to steal y'all's appointments. Oh my god, I have a monitor there. What is the green tri-edge card? You can only have the easy reach. What? I don't have a green tri-edge. This is the Detroit Tint Studio squeegee, so that's what this one is. I still use tri-edges a bunch. I love tri-edge. So you can't have the top 4 inches tinted? No, it's all you can tint. It's like literally you can only have like the visors, like the plastic visors, like that's all that's legal. Go figure. It's really weird. I don't know why it's that way. It just is. Sweet. All right, we can shut this. That's weird. That is weird. Do we say it's weird? Those state laws have been around forever. So old school thing was making weird like drip thingies from the top and flames and stuff. That was all like custom cut too. So like, I want the top of my windows to ooze. All right. I never did that though. I would just say no. That was before I was really tinting though, so fell out of style. Let's see, does that camera still work? Toolbox. Interesting. GoPro. Nice. I hope I'm gonna use that. I had it, so I bought that for like vlogging and stuff a while back, and I think it's a great camera for that. But then it's just been sitting, and then I did that toolbox, and I'm like, you know, I just got the camera sitting there. I should actually use it. Put it back to use. Don't know if I'll use it exactly, but it's up there. Can be used. I need to add some lights back there though. Some lights and something else. It's there. If I need to do something, setup's right there. No, don't tear like that. There we go. Look at that, you guys didn't even know I had tape. Blends right in. We're so eco-friendly. All right, how we do? Good? I'd say good. All right. So we have to do the back. Stay. You're going to be a designated hose holder. So are you. Boom. Okay. So we got to do this. Pretty straightforward. Nice border around the inside. That'll make that really clean. Not a lot of shrinking on this one. And then this will stay in my way just a little bit, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's see, do we have an extra roll here? We do. Hooray! 20. So we are doing 20. And ooh, it's too much. That's fine. 20 and 35. I could probably use a 36 and then take the excess and cut the quarter windows off of it, but hey, it's easier to handle this way. Those might fit. It'll be close. I'm thinking no, but we also have, oh no, those front quarters need to be 35. So I spray it just so I can get the film to stick, because if you're dry shrinking one of these hatches, you aren't exactly going to get the film to stick without something holding it there. So that's what the water's for. What do you think? Think this is gonna work? Oh, it's so close. It's just like a squiggle. And I know the other side is like way too short. Wait, what? Really? Oh, shoot. No, I thought the other side was like way too short. Wow. All right. We might be able to finagle this. Yeah, because our border's there, our border's there. That'll all work. Sweet. All right. So maybe we just have to turn this more. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Look at that. We do. We have just enough. Ha! Bada boom. That's helpful. 24-inch, both. Is my like... I feel like there's a problem. Or it's ghost town quiet right now. Oh no, it is. It's just oddly quiet. What squeegee is the blue one? That's the hybrid by Fusion. You can get it at Tint Depot and sundistributingdirect.com. They also have like all the other Fusion squeegees I've been using, including the Blue Max. So they have the, the Orange Crush, the Clear Crush, the yellow flat out, and all the variants too. So, some only have like the hybrid has to be shaped like this, but some of them are cropped in, and that helps with getting the blade in more places. So they have all those ones available too, cut in all types of varieties. Yeah, we need a heat gun now. Thank you for the info. You are welcome, sir. Thank you for watching. 60 stainless. Do I really need 30? No, but they're pretty inexpensive too. They're like, I think they're like 10 packs for a blade. The stainless are more expensive. Oh, I actually emailed them too, by the way. I was asking about 30-degree stainless steel. I was like, can you make them? Because I want to buy them. Like, I'll like figure it out. I want to, like, I don't know. I want to make it happen. And they're like, we actually tried it, and the stainless is really soft. So the ends were bending during manufacturing. Like, they're just not strong enough to be in a 30 degree. So that is why, for stainless steel anyways, you can only find them in 60. Or if it's possible, then you have to maybe make them way more expensive or something. I don't know, but that's what they told me. They told me they were just too soft. It does make sense. I really appreciated that answer, at least. I was like, well, at least I know. Not that, like, they're just like, no, we can't do it. They're like, no, we actually tried. And it's too soft. I'm sorry. So what else can we do? Can we do, like... maybe 45? Yeah, so to get the wiper out of the way, I'll either shove something under here, or I'll just wrap the cord around the wiper and I'll pull it back and I'll kind of just heat around everything. Are you getting rain there? Yeah, it's been pretty bad actually. Like, the rain that's come through, it's been really harsh. I don't know, like yesterday was kind of crazy. Just really heavy downpours. This is an interesting summer. I'm trying to keep a mental note of like, of how the previous summers have been. Last year, it was just like, it was so clear, and it was really hot for like most of the summer. The year before that, I don't think it got warm until like July, really. It was like on and off. It was mostly like colder. And now it's been really up and down. So it's like we've had a fair amount of cooler days. It's mostly warm and hot and humid, but we've had a lot more rain this year. Because when it comes time for winter, winter just drags on for so long. So I want to, like, I don't know, really appreciate warmer weather while we have it. So if I was good with both hands, I could just do this with my left hand and then, like, but I can't. I'm not good with my left hand. Trying to cut up by the spoiler can be tricky. This one gives you a fair amount of room, though. Sorry, I don't even know if you can see that. Alrighty, let's peel this. We got some quarter windows to do. What? If you slide the wiper out, it'll stay. What? Or this? You have to move this out of the way. That'd be a nifty trick to know about Toyota if that's the case. I always just do that, and then they usually don't stay up. What's up? Sure. Does it actually do that? Oh, that pulls up. Ah, one of those guys. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. No, all good. I try this with US ones, and then the US ones, they'll just pop off, and then the wiper will still stay down. That's helpful. Now it's out of my way. So there you guys go. So mostly the foreign ones, if any of them are gonna do that, because I tried it on like a Focus, and the Fiesta, and like all those little ones that have like the same looking one, and then you pop the cap off, and then you're like, okay, cool, I got it off, and then it just doesn't do anything. All right, we'll use you. Don't fall. You need a squeegee. An exterior squeegee. That's... Where do we put the scrub pad? There's the scrub pad. I installed tint for Toyota. How do you like those new coatings that they're doing? Tell them to stop. Stop with the coatings. Oh yeah, he's definitely watching. No, it's great. He's a fan of the channel, and he drove up from Columbus to be here. That is like, man, I've said it a couple times, but it's kind of growing in really interesting ways. So I don't know. As far as I was concerned, this is just my job, and I just tried to do it in more creative ways. Thinking of where I put this clay bar. And then it's like, but it's like branching out in really interesting ways. So there's people that are like not only learning how to tint from this, but actually bringing their cars in now to have them tinted, which is just like super cool. But we've had to stay like consistent with it for like at least a year. And it sure hasn't done a lot for subscriber numbers, I'll tell you that much. The stream setup's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I put a lot into it. My whole, like, I feel like it's got to be pretty seamless. So, like, what is the goal? The goal is to tint a car and show as much detail as we can with it. And everything around that has to be really seamless. So, from, like, you know, if I stood there in front of the computer troubleshooting the whole time, that's no fun. But, like, walking around and camera switching. So like if I had to run, oh wait, let me go push a button, like every time, like no, it's annoying. And then answering questions if I have to read every single one of them, I can't read. Are you kidding? So we had to make all that easy too. Well, easier. A lot on this end. All right, so I'm gonna try and duck down so you can see this a little bit better. But the always make sure your edges are covered. I mean, that's a given, but still, when you're doing hatches and stuff like that, I've done this a number of times. So easy to kind of like sit up here, match these corners up, and then you squeegee it out, and you kind of look up here, and then all of a sudden you're shy on like one of the edges. So even after you squeegee a little bit, make sure it didn't shift or anything funky. Where to buy a good entry-level color stable tint? Tint Depot. There's a whole list of recommendations for you. If it worked. No, it didn't. Tint Depot. Aha! Sometimes it just wants me to say it twice. See? Seamless. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, too, I gotta get a tint job done. I gotta make sure that I got regular people getting tint as well. As you heard earlier. Hey, I need to get my charger tinted. Okay, cool. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I'm all booked out through, like, the end of the month. Click. Don't care about no stream. Want my shit tinted. How would that be? Well, if you wait, there's a chance that you'll be on the live stream. I think I'm okay. Think I'm okay. It's been funny talking to people too, because like every once in a while I get somebody that asks for like just a discount right off the bat. They're like, how much is it? Oh, can I have like a discount or something? No. Oh. Okay, bye. All right, see ya. Like it was just so quick. It was like, oh, that's what your price is? Make it cheaper, please? Oh yeah, Toyota. Toyota Prius coming in with extra space. Volvo V90s. It's been a while since I've done one. I did a Volvo on stream recently. I don't get very many of those either. Oh, no, let's go it this way. Alligator and Tint Studio, both amazing work. Thank you. I'm sure he appreciates that too. I wonder how many subs the client has gotten. Maybe a couple, I don't know. He said he hasn't put much into his YouTube, but he does like Instagram. But usually that actually doesn't work out super well. But I did think for half a second, I'm like, can I charge for that? Probably not. In a different field. Plus 2. Oh, dang. There you go. $20 per sub. Thank you. I know you don't use a... I know you've said this a million times, but why don't you use a plotter? You know I've said it a million times. Haven't you heard the answer? Hand cutting is just more exact. At the end of the day, it's about the patterns and what you get out of it. So if the patterns suck, then no fun. Because I'm high. And I forget. Nice. Plotter's better if the patterns work. Like, yeah, I can cut out a car more efficiently off of a plotter. But if those patterns don't line up quite as nicely, then I just wasted time. So, I've found they're really helpful for me and more. Oh God, I keep like bumping that. What is it? If I'm trying to be more like, here I take more time. I try and get more exact. In higher production environments, that's where I would use a plotter over hand cutting. But even then, like, it's most helpful to have like an assistant or somebody use the plotter. Will the blue scrubbies from 44 scratch the window? That I don't know. I would ask 44. I don't know what blue scrubbies that they carry, but there are like blue Scotch ones that say scratch free, and those are good. And they have the white ones that aren't quite as scrubby. And then you have blue ones from Tri-Edge too, like these ones, right? Those are actually the Tri-Edge ones. Those are both, they have a brown and another one, like a tan, and those are both glass safe too. One's just a little bit more aggressive. Dang! You know, I'm really happy with this. This is just going very well. Sweet. I was like way out of tinting mode when I was trying to set up that stuff. And then I was like, felt like I was not scrambling, but just like, just a little scattered. But we're good. We're doing real good. So we got front quarters to do on this still, and the full windshield. So 35 on the front quarters, and then 70 on the full windshield. It's not closed. Now it is. We'll go back over it, clean it out, touch up a little bit. Ooh. Not too bad for Prius. All right, let's, we gotta tape these quarters. We probably just do the one and cut it out on one side for once. There's a lot of ones. Was the easiest car? I think the easiest car that I would regularly get is like the Malibus. The Malibus, that just puts a smile on my face. You got a Malibu for me to tint? Oh yeah, let's do it. Just everything about that car is very, very straightforward. There's usually like something that makes a window like, or like a car just kind of like, I mean, they still can be easy, right? Like a Fusion's really straightforward, but like they made the back windows bigger. And they got front quarters. Like there's usually something that you can point out. On the Malibus, it's all just smooth sailing. Easy flat back window, lots of space, easy quarter windows, easy door seals, the whole thing. Very easy. Got my first roll of bad glass aid? What do you mean? Like you got one of the ugly looking rolls? Or did one of them just not work? Which would be weird. What about the G-Wagons? Or the Wranglers? Do the flat windows. What, for not shrinking them, or what's the question? I've done both. It doesn't stick? What? Whoa, that's weird. Sorry, what am I looking for? 35. 35. Sorry. I'm thinking. And then I'll... You want to send me a message? I got like a couple extra... Okay, so like I have like a very... When I say like I have no rolls, I mean like I have very limited stockpile for me. I can replace them if they're not sticking. I've never heard of that though. Like that's the first I've heard of a glass aid roll not sticking at all. That's no fun. I mean, some depend on the glass a little bit, like if there's like a ceramic coating or something like that, you know. But other than that, I haven't had a problem with it yet, but I've tried 30 feet so far and it's like final string. Dang, I'd like to actually check it out for myself and see what's wrong with it. Yeah, my tint stuff at Gmail. Shoot me an email. We'll see what we can figure out. Because I have some ugly rolls. So I could replace them. Not good. Color stable doesn't mean fade proof? It should. Like, to me, what a color stable warranty is over a lifetime warranty is, like, color stable is... .44 was going to replace them. 44 doesn't have any more to replace, though. I know that for a fact, so they can't do anything about it. Their source is dried up. But I, like, from 44, like, I send, like, they signed on as a distributor, too, so they're not just scamming you. They wouldn't do that anyways. They're good people over there. Yep. It's about when they had it. That's no good. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I actually want to see it. Yeah, that's really why I want you to email me. Because I'll, like, pay for shipping to, like, bring them back. And then I'll send you out a couple of replacements that should be fine. And then I want to try them out. And then I'll go, like, oh, shit, yeah, they don't work. But I've never seen any of them not work, so that's why I'm really curious about it. That's alarming. Where's my... You know how I lose stuff? Where'd my clay bar go? Oh, put it on the towel. And then we threw it on the floor. Do I work with solar effects / dragon? Yep. Everybody that carries Glass Aid is all ordering from me. There's nobody that's been like, even there's for a limited time in like Rap Gear was getting it from GDI. But yeah, everybody's legit. The only thing that feels bad a little bit is I think Dragon started carrying their own clay bars. They like pulled mine in, and then they're like stopped ordering them, and then they came out with their own. Feels bad, man. But clay bars have been around much longer. Rolls aren't. You can't rip off the rolls that easily. When's it gonna be back? Your guess is as good as mine. Working on it. They also started selling the scrubber and bulldozer as their own product. I mean, the 44's done similar stuff. I mean, it's not surprising to do. That's what they do. They want the best margins on their tools that they can. So I will say that is one reason I've really appreciated Sun Distributing, is because Rick kind of knows where everything comes from in one way or another, and he still tries to support everybody. Like, he always tries to carry all like the interesting stuff, even if it's not like super mainstream or whatever. He's just always looking for something different. Yeah, they're nice people over there at Dragon, though. They're just maybe not quite as nice for doing that. Man. Gasket Pro? No, I haven't used them yet. It's kind of been an interesting story to follow. But yeah, I haven't tried any of them. I've seen a couple in person though, but I haven't tried them. What is your opinion about the Spectra Photo Sync? I don't know about Photo Sync other than their transition film, and it didn't go well. They are, like, I saw a company I was tinting with, they bought, like, it was really expensive stuff. We're talking like $2,500 a roll. They bought 2 rolls, and it transitioned into splotches within like 3 months. So that was no good. No good. Did you shrink the tiny tint? Okay, on these ones, no. You can though, and you'd be fine. You'd be fine to do a little bit. I did on the back ones, but not on these ones. There comes a point when sometimes the windows just You don't have to. But you still can if you want to. I tried to hand cut 2 vent windows on a Fusion and couldn't do it, so I ordered a pre-cut. Have you had that problem? No, not where I couldn't ever hand cut something and I had to order a pre-cut for it. Those Fusion ones, though, they're not as bad as what some of the other quarters are, but you have to make pretty tight cuts on those. Just do a lot of trial and error with your patterns. Do you do any Lux tinting for lights? Nope. No, I don't, but I've used it. I have a video on it. Really, really good material. Like, very easy to work with for somebody especially that doesn't know how to work with them or how to do it. But tinting taillights is not something I'm looking to get into right now. Gotta check that bend. I think. Oh yeah, we got lots of room. This is an interesting mirror here. Little screw popper dealy. I don't think I want to take it out, but I'm just kind of looking at it. Because it's got like, it looks like a little screw hole here. Yep. And pretty standard cover here. I'd imagine the whole thing would just kind of pop off, but I don't need to do it, so I don't think I will. Alright, I was going to save this, but I don't quite know where. I guess here. Let's just leave you there in case we need you for a quarter window. I got a stupid amount of requests for black taillights. I mean, it's kind of, if you're getting like a lot of requests, I don't get a lot of requests. So that's why I haven't really taken it seriously. If I was like really getting a lot of them, then I might actually like then force myself to learn how to do it and just charge a premium for it. Oh dang, we got so many brochures in here. Put that there. Okay, so 70. Where's our 70? I think I saw this one was our 70. Nope, not done yet. Ooh. Sounds like rain's coming down pretty hard, though. That would be fun to drive back home with. You know, this is a big windshield. But should be fine. Oh yeah, yep, this is a big windshield. It's deceptive. What does a typical inventory order consist of? Not as much as what it used to be. It's usually like in Pro Classic was like a couple 36s, 324s, and then just like having one and one extra per roll in basically everything. So the only ones that I don't really double up on, and I haven't had to yet, was the ceramic. Everything else I pretty much have doubles of. You always want to have that spare roll, so when you're running low and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta order film, you have a roll to open up, and then when you open up that new roll, that's when you order film again. It's when you take an inventory and start stocking back up. Don't wait. I know you guys do. I used to do the same thing. Don't wait till the last minute to order film. It's a tough thing not to do, but when you're like down to the last quarter of your, 20%, then you're like, oh shoot, I gotta order, and then you order at like the end of the day. So excluding ceramic, you only keep 18 to 2,500. Are you gonna come rob me? I've never had it mentioned in dollar amounts. No, it's probably like 4K, I think, in like extra film laying around. How do you track film usage? I go back to the stream. I really don't. I just get the jobs done and I charge accordingly for them. I'm not that organized as a business. I've just been tinting for a long time, and I tint a lot like just this is the film that I need. I was just thinking 4K. It's probably way more than that. It's got to be, right? But yeah, as far as like per car and stuff like that, I mean, you can average it out to like with minimal waste, you'll get about 8 cars out of a 36. You get like 18 out of a 24 for like just front doors and stuff like that. Just want to size up my inventory. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not super organized when it comes to inventory. I just kind of know what I have on hand and what I have in inventory, just like mental notes, and then I go back through. And I'm like, okay, I'm low on this. There's usually such a variety of film, and then you have like your main film and a couple of shades that you install the most of, and then everything else just kind of like gradually whittles its way down. And then as you're running low on a couple things when you order. Most tinners actually call Thursday, Thursday or Friday for film because they're gonna run out by Saturday, and then you have to wait the weekend. I used to put that off too. Like ordering film was always just like I don't feel like ordering film. I gotta come up with numbers. You need like the shades, the rolls, or the type, the sizes, and then they read it all back to you, and you're like, yeah, I think that's right. This is not the tallest windshield, but this is definitely like a little taller than it makes itself out to be. It's more like kind of widens out towards the edges. So usually we have a fair amount more overlap, but this took up most of the 36. At least it didn't require a 40. That'll be the day. Somebody comes in with a transit van. Home Dizzle. I like that. I use the cheapest one at Home Dizzle. There's lots of features that they have. There's usually like 3 different models. The Craftsman gun is good. Formerly the Porter cable. The $20 Wagner one is a solid heat gun. Everything else, like that's up to $100, generally doesn't have much to offer. They just have extra features that you're never going to use. So they all get about the same amount of hot, but then they have like cool down cycles and all this other garbage that just has only made the heat gun fail faster. So for any heat gun that I use, turn it up to the max, because you control your heat with distance. So the closer you get it, faster you're going to shrink the film. Buy the Craftsman 1 4 at a time. It's a good way to do it. Always have a backup heat gun too. Usually have a backup of like everything. So you really start to run into a problem when you use your backup as a primary and you don't order another one. I do that plenty of times. I'm like, oh, I have a backup, and then you just don't order another one. But always keep everything that you need on hand and then have a spare. Because, like, same thing for film. Sometimes you'll crack into, like, a roll of film, and then you'll get a bad roll of film. And then you need something else. And then you're left in a spot. That's happened. That's definitely happened before. To me. Here, I got some glass aid for somebody. I'll send it. This is such a goofy roof. Acrylic. I almost didn't believe it. I was like, come on, really? Prius made an acrylic roof? Yeah, sure enough. Look at that. See that little... Yep, can't tint that. It'll bubble up like crazy. It's not going to stick. I tried. I tried before with the... Oh, no, it was a smart car. It wasn't the 500. It was a smart car roof. Smart car roof was the same. It was acrylic. That sucker bubbled up real quick. How are you guys breaking bulldozers? That one escapes me. I have never broken a bulldozer. I've seen a fair amount of them snap at the handle. I swear. Same thing with the shanks. I think you guys just are really rough on some of your tools. They don't experience the frequent falls. Yeah, so, all right, I have used a number, well, actually, I haven't used a number. I've used very few of these yellow shanks because I don't really lose them anymore. I used to lose them all the time. I don't usually lose them, but I haven't had one snap. And I would have it snap if I grabbed it all the way up here and it just cranked down on it. But I always kind of like stick my fingers and just try and hold it closer to here. Pull the seal back a little bit. That's what you use them for. And then I get like people telling me they snap those, a number of the other ones, and I'm trying to think of the last tool that I actually snapped. If anything, I'm with somebody else in chat that's melted some of their tools. I've done that. But some of y'all are definitely rough on your tools. Yeah, there's a sticker. We're gonna take it off. Don't worry. We'll get there. Just setting this boy up here. So, there's not like a ton of room. Oh, there might be enough room. Gator with the 5. Thank you, sir.
Alligator window tint super chatted $4.99. Here is my obligatory super chat. I did a Prius Prime yesterday. Hate Toyota for their newfound love of quarter windows.
Thank you so much for the 5. Not obligated to leave a super chat. Never obligated. But that's still obligated. Yeah, Toyota, Honda, quarter windows Y. Then you got those like Nissan trucks in there, the Honda Odyssey. Look, we're getting it. It's got to be kind of smushed in that bottom edge, but that'll keep it out of the way. It's just enough flex down there for that to happen. The part that I always hate is pressure on those corners. So we'll just do our best to handle that. And we gotta get a big old, I don't know what towel we're gonna use. I like that towel. It always falls down for me though. So I'm gonna grab one of the other ones I think for a minute here. Stay. This guy. I'm not super well organized. What now? Oh.
Nick Maciega super chatted $2. Didn't sell my
Can't say
tires,
your last name.
right? Lol.
Nick Maciega. Thank you for the 2. Didn't sell my tires? We might have. Let's look. Oh yeah, we might have. Oh, they're all good. Apparently, I guess I do have some type of water leak. So one of the neighbors came by and he was like, "Do you have a water leaking into your unit?" And I've never had water leaking in here. And I think they jinxed me because next thing I know, after these big rains, there's a pool there, and there's like one under that car that kind of slumped over towards the bathroom. And then they've tried to contact the landlord about it, and the landlord has basically told them to go fuck themselves. So that's always super fun. I thought it was really easy to get into here too, so I kind of just took it with a grain of salt. I'm like, it's not exactly a very expensive, like he's not asking a lot for the space, and they're made for just storage. So you kind of like, depending on where you're going to lease a building and the pricing tier and all that, I think greatly impacts the landlord that you have to deal with too. So I don't think this one is exactly, he's been really nice, but I haven't needed anything from him. So apparently all the problems, just don't expect much. I've heard the same thing from other shops though. It's just some are hit or miss. Some have good landlords and some are just utter shit. They just want that rent and they want you out of their hair. The less money they have to spend on you, the more money they keep. So they just push you off. Hope you go away. Let's grab one more razor. Let's clean this big old piece. And then we're gonna get it installed. And we're pretty much it. Whoa, have we only been live for 2 hours? Really? We did all that in like 2 hours? Dang. Dang. What happened? Did we speed up or something? Usually, like, we're coming on like 3 hours right now. If we're talking like full car with full windshield and stuff. I thought I was happily behind a little bit. I need to get a much wider razor blade. This is driving me slowly crazy. Little 1-inch surface scraper. It's just for like the big stuff. Or for like the grip pieces that don't fall off. I'd use a scrub pad for the whole thing, but that's let me down sometimes. Stickers are where people put, or windshields are where people put stickers sometimes. You know, because you got like the car wash sticker there that we just took off. And then inspection stickers, stuff from out of state. Like any number of like random little things that are hard to see can get left behind. Triumph blade inside of a side swiper. I've heard that. It scares me a little bit, but we might have to. Something about a 4-inch super sharp blade in something that's not really made to hold it. Just kind of like shove it in. I'm not doubting it doesn't work. Slightly concerned. You tried steel wool on dot matrix? Yeah, I don't like steel wool. I never have. I'd always use, like, I'd use steel wool to clean. And especially like scrub glue off of back windows. And every time it would leave like little glue bits behind, or not glue bits, it would leave steel wool bits behind. It's scary, but it works like a charm. We'll probably try it eventually. It's one of those things where there should be a better option. I mean, come on now. But if it is what it is, then that's what it is. Yeah. There we go. This little center thing, that can go away. They like moved it. I don't have a big cluster right here, which is nice, but it's like they just moved it here. So just new Silverados are easy. They are. I remember seeing one of the posts, like, when they were brand new, people were like, or there were some people wondering how to take the panels apart. And I'm like, but it's a Silverado. Those are like notoriously easy. The new ones aren't any tougher. Just leave it. Just leave it alone. You'll be fine. Okay, let's go one more time. It was like, there's a couple little squeegee strokes in there. I wasn't 100% confident. Why do people bottom load? Waste of time. I wouldn't call it a waste, but it's just, it makes the install easier. So I can appreciate differences on that. There's just a lot of those cars that I do wonder, like, why even? Like, because some of them, like, people will tell me to remove the seals on, like, a Malibu. And I'm like, but it's a Malibu. It's just, it's loose seals anyways. Like, they're super easy to pull. I'm like, it's super easy to tint. Just tint it. That's okay. There can be difference. It's a little much, don't you think? If I saw somebody Removing a frameless window panel, I punched them. Now. Maybe a little bit much. Matt's got nice tinties. Thank you. Whatever that means. All right, squeegee. Am I the only one that bottom loads and top loads depending on the car? No, but you are probably one of the few special people that don't make a big deal out of it. So thank you. Like, not that you do both, but that like it's okay to do both. Like, holy shit, there's some people that are like, it gets so polarizing. It's like there's team pull everything, there's team don't pull anything, and like whatever you do, it's all good. I mean, there's always those things that I'm like, did you have to? But yeah, depending on the car, I think that's the best approach. That's the way it's the way I've tried to adapt everything that I do. It's like there's good points about a lot of things, so just try and take the best of everything and smush it all together as best as you can. Yeah, my younger brother, he tinted with a guy that would pull absolutely everything. And he was just like, so he learned with me and a couple other people who didn't really pull anything. And so he was tinting with a guy who pulled everything. So he would see how many mistakes that guy would make and like how many panels he would break and stuff he would mess up. And he'd just keep a note of it and he'd not do it on those things. So he had like one of the best panel education classes that you could hope for. Just somebody that's just, oh yeah, I got to take everything apart. So he just gets to see how everything gets taken apart, and then just what's worth doing, and then what's worth not doing. So good. I did take out a Lexus seal the other day, though. Ooh. ES 250 and 350, the new ones. I was proud of myself. I figured that one out. Shit. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. It's up. My headset is slowly failing me. It's like slumping over. I kept readjusting it, but all right, come on. We're gonna have to bite it. Sometimes I can get this, and then there we go. Is Lexan good for shrink? Not any that I've used. People would, they're like, okay, so you should try Lexan. I want to hear what you think about Lexan. And then I got it, and then they were like, hey, there's a difference between their Amazon variety and what you can order on their website. And then I got the ones that you can order on their website, and now people are telling me that, oh no, now you need to try this other one. And then I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta try the new one again. Like it gets old for me. And then I hear poor customer service and out of stock and like this and that here and there. It's not a lot, but I think there's trade-offs there for sure. When you charge next to nothing for your film, you're focused on bulk, and when you're focused on bulk, you can't provide as good of a customer service because you're just getting a bunch of, a few people to take care of everything. They don't have time. It's like when I was working for a high production company. It's like they would just get cars in and out, and then when we have a problem, they would say it has to get redone, but then we have the rest of the stuff, so it's like you can't even focus on redoing it. It's just a nightmare. So I wouldn't want to put the hands of my business in a company like that. But if it's working for you, then cool, I'm happy for you. That's about as far as that goes, though. It's never going to get my full endorsement of like, yeah, this is better than 3M crystalline. Because that's basically what people are asking me to do. Is this film better than a $10,000 film? No. I did hear Walmart had a ceramic film. Now that piqued my interest because that makes a good title. Walmart ceramic window tint. Thank you. That's about all that's good for. Alright. Alright. Just stay up there. We need you a little bit closer. See, that's why I don't like that hump in the middle. Ah, we got past it. "3M crystalline's a dog pile." Well, yeah, mostly this, like, I don't know for sure. I've heard things. 3M dealers sure love it. And it's expensive stuff. I was just doing it as basically that obvious comparison. Like, people are asking me, is this better than one of the most known expensive ceramic films on the market? Like, that's what people are basically asking me. They're like, say it is. It's like, I get that's what you want it to be. But those don't usually work with any industry. So why is it going to work with window tinting? Where's my squeegee? Where's my squeegee? There it is. Can you tint Subarus with the eyesight system? It's not recommended by Subaru. So that's on that's your own risk. You can, but woof. I am not happy with this windshield already. There are some speckles up here. I think we're gonna just redo the whole thing. That sucks. I see, what is that? I see one right there. I see one right there. I see a couple up here. I don't know what happened here, but we're gonna do a little trick here. We're gonna squeegee this down anyways, and then we're gonna peel it off and super clean the windshield. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's a big one. Alright. Well, say goodbye to 70. Ah, we gotta redo this. I just had a handful of speckles up there in an area where I know it was gonna be a waste of time. Damn! Alright, let's set this back up and do it again. That sucks. It's a big old windshield. So sometimes I'll come across like, you know, like a little hair or something right in the middle, but it's generally really, really clean. That one, nah.
Alligator window tint super chatted $4.99. If you tint a Subaru with
Thank you
the
for the
eyes
5.
and they get in an accident, Subaru will put that back on you for liability. Per one of the 4 VPs of Subaru.
If you tint a Subaru with the eyesight system and they're in an accident, they'll come at you. Damn. You know, I've heard. So out of all the systems, Subaru is very. I think that comes from like they want to be very protective of their eyesight system. I didn't know that. I just knew that they have really strict guidelines for it. Coming direct from like a tech who recalibrates it, he's like, Subaru is insanely picky about the tolerances for their system. They want it to be within like a certain margin. So I can imagine if you go and mess that up and then it makes news, that's why they would do that. But that's the only reason I can think of. Is that why? That would be my guess. They don't want their eyesight system to be tarnished. Then you got guys doing like limo strips around it. Well, nothing's happened yet. It usually just disables itself from what I've heard. That's kind of like a weird thing though, like, cause it's something I would absolutely put on the customer, but you know, cause they say no rain-X, no nothing on the windshield, cause like it can even mess up on like a cloudy day will basically disable it, like in a way, right? So it's got to be very confident.
Burner_account super chatted $4.99. This is an official alert. Agent M, you have been activated. You will
What?
receive further instruction at 0800 hours tomorrow. Self-destructing in 5, 4, 3.
Burner account with the 5. You guys heard that one. 0800 self. What? That's an interesting one. I never heard that one before. Thanks for the 5. Yeah, no rain-X on a Subaru though. Alright, so the unfortunate bit about pulling the Glass 8 before you go to install it, it means we have to put dryer sheet back on, we have to reshrink it. So that means we literally have to dry the whole thing, re-wet it, let it tack up again. Not something we expected, but I mean, it's a ceramic windshield. It's gotta look better than that. In the meantime, I'm gonna take a peek at this mirror here. We'll figure it out. That's where the time then went, right? I was like, we're making really good time. Then I was thinking something was gonna happen. Then sure enough, something happened. It's all good though. That's just part of the gig. Just every once in a while you're gonna, or every car, just doesn't matter. Makes a mistake. It happens. It's never fun, but you know, if you got speckles in the driver's part of the car, especially, that's a big no-no. There we go. We should have done that. I thought this looked weird, but it had this little screw here. So this comes off. This goes up on an elaborate metal bracket That would have been really helpful to get out of the way. Wouldn't have that problem. Or we'd be less likely to have that problem. New tints. Canon. Sorry, let me take this off and readjust it here. Let's take a coffee sip. It looked like you cleaned the fuck out of that front too. New view tints. Thank you for the 3. I appreciate that. I know. Even like so, even if you clean windshield a bunch of times, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn out clean. A lot of it's technique, and they're just it's something that pulled in some garbage. I mean, the mirror got in the way a little bit. Oh, they'd probably come after the company, because you're under their umbrella. They're not going to necessarily come for an individual. I can't imagine. Like, that's weird. It's like... What time is it? 4:10. Oh, we would have finished at a good time. 2:45, but that's fine. Have you tried a tack cloth to pick up stuff? I'll usually use a clay bar or something, but I don't know. I think it was when it was rolled up. Can I shave my flat out with a card sharpener? Yes. Yes, you can. Wow, a lot of Subaru stuff. How much more? Oh, we got a little bit. Okay. I kind of want to speed it up here in a second. But I have coffee. How y'all doing? I was wondering about this earlier super chat. What tools to start? Tint Depot. There you go. Yeah, it's an interesting discussion about the whole eyesight thing. I don't know. Usually people that own those want their systems to work, so I just say Subaru doesn't want them, but I don't get very many Subarus, and most of them don't ask for the windshield. So those of you that do, just I guess keep that in mind. Like, what are the chances that something will happen that'll come back for you? But you run that risk. Yeah, worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. All right, let's speed this up a second. Should have taken that mirror off. That would have made it a little bit easier. Still a little sad about it, but because it's a big old windshield. I have problems with fingers. See, the rest of it looks so good. I have problems with individual fingers popping up. When I'm two-staging, what's a fix? You gotta shrink it better. Most of the time, that's the answer. If you shrink individual fingers, that's fine. You just gotta make sure that they're all, like... Because if you're pressing down a finger, like, sometimes you can... You, like... I don't know. In some of the old videos where I used to do that, you kind of force extra fingers to pop up at the bottom, because when you're just shrinking a couple little fingers at the bottom, you're not really shrinking the window enough. That's usually what's going on with that. You just need to shrink the window more. So we put like a little bit too much water on this, so we're just gonna speed it up with a heat gun here. We'll get it. We already razored it. We stuck a piece of tint. We pulled it off. So, I mean, it already should look, ooh, let's not do that. Let's be on the other side of that cord. Why are you? Thank you. Where are you? You're awfully square. Oh, I don't know. That was weird. It was like a really square, almost looked like an adhesive bit, but it wasn't. Do you guys want to see another windshield? And keep track of how much extra time like to get back to where we were, because that's what really, like, I mean, losing the film definitely sucks, but what always sucks more is like lost opportunity and just getting back to where you were before you made the mistake. Can you do a detailed install of installing a windshield? We actually do have quite a few windshield videos, but I can definitely talk through it as I'm going. I don't know if I have a complete one start to finish, but I do like reverse rolling on a lot of them, and we've done like, it's pretty much what the stream is. Anytime we do a windshield is another video on start to finish for a full windshield. So you want to line it up straight across so you have the same amount of overlap on your edges, so you know that it's at least centered, so when you go to shrink it, everything's going to turn out okay. So, you know, if it's a couple inches over on that side, you need a couple inches over on this side, because you can only shrink up and down. So I trim off some of the extra on the side so I can get it to all lay flat on the edges. Cart it in the middle, drag that straight over. Usually go for the center point, and cart it down, cart it up. Get rid of your extra. You can also pick up the film a little if you want to, and drag that over, flatten it out, cart it, smush down your edges. So what effectively we're doing is we're organizing our film for shrinking. Are you sure you're using the right shade? That is a great question. No. Shut up. Oh, you beautiful person, you. Did you just save me from doing 35 on a windshield? Because I'm pretty sure I got... maybe not. Hang on. Let me check. That is a fantastic thing to bring up right now because I'm pretty sure this is dark. Ooh! Oh, you beautiful person. Thank you for saving me another half an hour. I'm not even mad. Not even a little bit. Because we can save this piece. And use it on another Prius. Gift that person a sub. That's where our 70 is right there. We grabbed the biggest roll that was out of the box that felt like it was light enough. Without even thinking. Good grief. Let's not do that again. Ever. Whoa. Who was that? Thank you. Thought it looked dark? Oh my god, yes. All right, so we're 70. So same thing. All right, let's start over here, right? That's what happens when you try and live stream. But also live stream saved the windshield, so thank you. All right, so 70. we're going to leave the same amount of overlap at the top edges. That means there's the same amount of overlap at the bottom edges. And then we're going to cut off the extra. You can keep it tighter on the sides. You know, 50 might be excusable, but the difference between 70 and 35, even 50 and 70, there's going to be quite a bit of difference there. So you're essentially, with 70, you're basically saying, I want my windshield to look clear. With 50, you're saying, I still want it to look a little tinted. Whoa! Look at that cup holder. That's so sneaky. So we're setting this up for shrinky-dinking. It's always good to have a little bit more overlap on the bottom. You don't need really any on the sides. Just a little bit, but it's really not necessary. So I'll just do it because it's quick. So we have a rough cut. And now we're going to take our heat gun. Now I fixed the sides down. And you don't need to do that. I did it to more organize it up and down, but then I'll kind of lift it up and let it float, and then just kind of tack it down loosely along the side. Because you got a lot of film to shrink, and where you're going to have the hardest problems are in the top corners. So you kind of like, when you're shrinking vertically like this, like going up this edge, it's actually cutting in a little bit. You can shrink straight. You can shrink like straight up and then out at a little bit of a side angle as you're going up. So that's why you kind of want to leave some of this loose and floating on the sides. It'll make it much easier when you get to these top corners to kind of shrink everything down. Because if I cut off 4 inches of film or 2 inches of film, that's a lot that has to be bunched up together. See, and you see how this is starting to like roll in this way? Then just shrink it. That's how you shrink. You just do it. It's not very much of a tutorial, is it? We're kind of catching up here. And it's 70, so it can be really hard to see. But basically what's going on here is we're putting the heat you have like where the film is touching the glass, you want to heat a little past that and get the film to start going sideways. And there you go. There you go, it's shrunk. You don't have enough subs to live stream. I think YouTube got rid of those requirements and allowed it for everybody now. You just have to verify your YouTube channel, so you don't have any excuses now. No, I'm actually really surprised at the number of, like, there's not a lot of tinters that make any types of videos, but I am really surprised that they have something to stream with, but they don't. Have you done a Kia K5? Yep. Yep. I don't know how many we have on the channel. We might have 2. Also, I did film the doors on a K5. It's sitting on the GoPro that's on my head right now. I have to transfer the footage, and it was just being a pain. I brought it up on the app, and then it wouldn't even pull. Like, it just, the files didn't exist. And then I pulled it up on the GoPro. It was like one of the weirdest things. What is it? 500 square foot retail, 2,000 square foot warehouse. Nice. That's a good size space. You're almost as big as my place. But it's gonna be cleaner, I bet. Gonna be nice and new. Is Glass 8 still out of stock? Yeah. Did somebody let you order it and then they haven't shipped it? Because I'd take pre-orders on it, but I don't want to. I don't want to do it without knowing when it's coming in. It always seems like it's getting pushed off.
New View Tint super chatted $1.99. Why do you
New
choose
View.
Geo Shield over any other brand?
New View with the 2. Why do you choose Geo over any other brand? It's a good question. They made a significant improvement to their carbon, and they had a very reliable color stable, and then they have ceramic. So it was really about filling in that middle for me when I was looking to pull in a line of film. So I like them as a company. We worked together a little bit in the past, and I went on this giant with one of the companies that I worked with. That's how we even started using Avery. Was like we looked at so many companies, their pricing sheets, at their offerings across the board. What does their entry level look like when it comes to factory matching, color tones, shrinkability? Like, we gave everything a really good hard look. And I don't know, when Geo came out with their C2, that's kind of what made me smile in their direction. I don't know. It just seemed like a really good fit because I had been looking for like something like that where, you good bang for your buck film, with a good amount of heat rejection and no more haze. Should spray off my hand here. Because the haze has been what kills a lot of ceramics. And carbon films. So it can look good in the shop, and then you pull it outside, let a customer drive around with it, and then I'll come back and be like, hey, why does it look like milky? You don't ever want that. So I left it up to, I put it on the glass shop. He's picky, very, very picky. He's a glass guy. And he was very happy with the C2. And he hadn't been happy about quite a few other films that were put on his car. Somebody put like Suntex ceramic on there and it had ghosting issues and stuff like that. And I was like, ghosting? And then I looked at it and it's like, oh no, the whole thing's just kind of hazy. He's like, yeah, that. It's like, yeah, we don't like that, do we? So if there was one comment I always got from random customers for any of those films, it was always haze. So fix the haze problem, I'm sold. They fixed it. And they have a good lineup, good customer service. And then there's I just ordered Suntech ceramic. Maybe it's better, I don't know. This was like, it was a while ago for him. So I've been using GeoShield for a minute now. And I don't know, I've been happy with everything. And then the other part is, as far as this channel goes, I want it to be somewhat accessible to you guys too. So like if I use something, I want you guys to be able to use that too if you want to. So I don't care what film you use necessarily, but like, you know, people ask me why I didn't go with like XPEL or something like that. I didn't even look in their direction. It's not that they have a bad product or anything. They're a good, solid company. They're more of an exclusive type of thing. They have territories. Same thing with Solar Effects. They have territories. So I don't care so much about territories. I care about, you know, whatever you want to use and not being forced to use any one particular thing. So I could use another film alongside Geo if I really want to. I have that option down the road. So I don't know. Just been happy with what they have. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. It wasn't Suntech. It was Solar Guard. So you just ordered Suntech. You're probably okay. It was Solar Guard ceramic at the time. So I hear good things about Solar Guard too. Whatever their ceramic was at the time, it gave a little bit of a hazy look to them, so. All right, let's hope we get it this time. Burned off about another half an hour. Do you use Pro Classic? Is it worth carrying? Yeah, I use it. I like it. I'm trying to wiggle it out. I mean, I'm always shooting for carbons and ceramics. So Pro Classic, for the company I was tinting for, was my workhorse film. Same thing with Avery NR. You know, they sell a tint job at like a halfway decent price. Like they pretty much just made it so there's one option of film and they wouldn't even really talk about it. They're just like, yeah, I want my windows tinted. Okay, cool, bring it on in. So whenever somebody would ask at the counter, they would kind of like gloss over what film that they were even carrying. It's just, for a lot of people, especially ones that are just going to a whatever company shop to get something installed, it's just, tint is tint for so many regular customers. They're just like, oh, I didn't even know there was a difference between films. Like, yeah, most people don't know. So that's where good old regular color stable died. Just workhorse film. Looks good, shrinks good, lasts a long time. Get it in, get it done, move on to the next one. You know, I have a feeling my GoPro is gonna die here, because it usually goes about 3.5 hours and then I need to change the battery now. That's not the wonderful inbuilt GoPro battery. That is the obnoxiously poor crap. Or that is the this is the external battery that I have plugged in. All right, let's do this again. Stay there. Need you on hand. I'm nervous. Whenever I don't, like, I couldn't tell you exactly why, other than I felt like the mirror was why that windshield failed spectacularly. Other than that, I don't know if something got rolled into it. I don't have a great answer. It just felt a little messy, and it showed. So now that we have the mirror out of the way, what I'm hoping is that this is all just gonna kind of like, we get it in place. We're just kind of gonna unroll it exactly where it needs to go. And then hopefully, I feel like it's a little cockeyed. There. Getting it rolled into place where it needs to go is going to greatly help on cleanliness and everything. It's just like, it goes from being rolled to being unrolled. And then not much fuffing about with it. Tuck in that corner, same like that. Okay, so I feel like that went better. Especially with that mirror out of the way. Did I say especially with that mirror out of the way enough? We've done this before, right? We've tinted windshields. They usually go pretty well. Okay. Okay. Now, 70 is really light. Make sure all your edges are covered too. That's a scary one. Oh, we gotta make sure we're up top. Hey, cool. We're already down as far as we need to go. Make sure. Oh, is that... Oh, back to somebody asking about a dot matrix question. Yeah, so any of the dot matrix, like, if it looks good initially, it's typically full of water, and as it dries out, it'll look less good. It'll usually dry evenly, and then once it's completely dried, like, you know, customer takes the vehicle, and then if they were to bring it back and go, what is, you know, this line around my window, you can press it down and make it look a little bit better, but they're always gonna show a silvering. I think we're much better now. Seems like I didn't run over any speckles up here this time. Not that I saw. When you, it's like there's the initial squeegee out, and if you start to notice some things like right away, that's like a big red flag. Because like anything that you see should be really difficult to find, if at all. We're gonna have to take a bulldozer to that middle. My hands aren't that thin. But, so, little obnoxious to have to redo it, but like I said, he drove out from Columbus, so, you know, I'd hate to like, oh yeah, there's some speckling on the windshield. Here, just bring it back on in, right? It's like, well, this is done. Like, this is good. We need this to work. Shield prices. If you're interested, you can go to mytintstuff.com and then you can make a login and you can check out their prices. Be back with the BMW too? Oh, dang. We're just testing the Prius. That's to see if he's really all he's cracked up to be. All right, where'd I put my bulldozer? Did I even have one? I just need it for that center. Wait. Oh, that was a good question. Do you recommend quoting customers over the? I'm assuming that means phone after. I'm having a hard time converting leads. I know my prices aren't higher than competitors. It's tough. It's really, really tough. Oh, there's my bulldozer. I'm so silly. It's tough in the beginning. When you have people calling you, just like they're calling everybody else, they're gonna treat you like everybody else, and all you are just another price over the phone. So you either have to differentiate yourself in some way to try and get more people. So jazz up your sales pitch. Start asking them more questions if you can. Start trying to create a conversation instead of just directing a price. Little things like that. And then we're in a very creative world now. So instead of just posting social media pictures, try video and try putting effort into advertising and all sorts of creative means. And then focus on the clients that you get, and those will hopefully turn into more referrals for you. But it's a slow grind to get there. For sure. I mean, I get people asking me a lot, like, you've got X amount of subs on your channel. I mean, you got to be busy all the time. No. No, my channel's for other tinters, not necessarily customers. It's for people that are interested, but there's so many more people that just like are just like looking for whatever. They just want tint. So you're trying to scoop up the people that care a little bit more about what they're getting. So I didn't even necessarily realize that in the beginning when I started Detroit Tint Studio. I just kind of learned that as I went. And the more I talked to other people, you know, I saw what it was really like to like start a tint shop from the ground up, trying to get customers, trying to make that easier, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. Because I don't know how many leads that I talked to on Facebook, they'd message us from an ad, and they would just waste their time. They'd ask us like 50 questions about tint, and then just like vanish. You're like, okay, did you even really want it? And then what really helped was just getting phone calls in the midst of all the busyness. That's where I land most of the people, or from the channel, but it's generally like a referral from the channel. So it's like somebody tuned somebody in, like, hey, he tinted my car, here's a video of it. And you don't even have to do like a live stream. You just like, so here, okay, let me give you guys a creative idea that I thought of like a long time ago. Really creative marketing idea that I think would work really, really well. Sending, like Alligator does, for example, he sends thank you cards to, handwritten thank you cards to all his customers. And an extension of that, or a different way of doing that, would be literally making like a short B-roll video of their car getting tinted or after it's tinted, and then you tag them and send it to them or something like that. So you actually give them like a small video. And then that's a shareable thing that then they can put out to other people if they want. You know, oh, this guy tinted my car. Look how cool it looks. You know what I mean? That's so much different. We got one little speckle right there. We're gonna try and save it. I mean, it's saved, it's fine. Just think I saw a couple. Yep, there's one. And then where's the other one? So just keep focusing on trying to be creative around what you do. Oh, you guys get too worried. You guys are thinking of a different film. When I say small, I mean so small that, and it just like a little, almost like a small speck of sand. That's just like you can just brush out of the film really easily. That's what I'm talking about. That's easy to save. So, no worries there. You guys are thinking of the chameleon film that turns into a disaster. Oh wait, what's that? No, it's good. No, it looks really good. I'm very happy with this one. This is significantly better than what we did before. So we kind of used, do I got an extra? Yeah, I got a lot of extras here. Let's pick a really fluffy one. Yeah, this looks good. So we kind of used the tint, like as sucky as that was, and I don't recommend tinting a window just to retint it to have it look better. But leaving the tint kind of there, sticking it and then pulling it, that's gonna act as a big tack cloth and then help pull extra stuff off. I don't think that was the issue though. I think it just, somehow stuff got rolled into it. But this is a very, very good looking windshield now. Like, one thing I love about reverse rolling is that when it goes smoothly, you don't see creases. So when I would pick up a windshield, throw it in there, you would usually see some small crinkling and stuff. Usually on the passenger side is where I would try and make that happen if it was there. So let's pull this rope. A little tight there. Aww. Attention to detail, definitely worth a 4-hour drive. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, man. I've become a real stickler about my own work. So, I just, you know, it's cool that we have this setup to like take this kind of time too, make sure everything turns out well. Show other people it could be done. It doesn't always go perfectly, but we can get it as close to perfect as we can with enough patience. And it's because it's ceramic. If it was just carbon, I'd just tell you to go away. No, I'm kidding. It's all good. There was what? The chat the other day. It was like, oh, he didn't get ceramic, then it's not worth it. And it's like, oh, come on. I know they were kidding, but that was a good one. All right, so brief touch up here, and then we're gonna wrap this up. We also gotta put that mirror back on, so that'll take a whole couple seconds to do. I think this rag is... Oh, this one. No, this one's wet too. All right, let's grab one more. Let's finish this up. Ooh, look at that, 35 windshield. I'm kidding, it's 70. Oh God. Imagine if we got this far and everybody's like, hey, is that windshield a little dark? It looks a little dark, man. I think that's dark. And then I'm like, no, it's not. And then I'm like, oh wait, yeah, it is. Then we have to literally peel and do the whole thing. That's where I lose it. Okay. So mirror is here. It's got this. Put that, and this it's put up here, and then it slides down, and oh my god! No, it's good. There, that's in place. Oh, that clipped on super easily. Where did my absent-minded mind put the screwdriver? Did we leave it in the car? That'll be the last thing. I think we got a flathead in case. Yeah, this little guy. This will work too. It's probably in the car somewhere. Or on a bench or whatever. But I just want to focus on getting it on, and then we'll worry about that later. What, Suntech STD? Isn't it weird how they put STD on the box? Do they still do that? It's, I don't know. It was a little green, and light scratch coat, but Suntech, good company. How much is your rent? You want to pay it for me? What super chats go up to? Just the price of the shop is $24 a month, but that's 3,300 square feet of playground. So, I mean, honestly, you can do it in much, much smaller spaces. I was started out of a 400 square foot, no, 350 square foot garage. It's a 2-car garage. I think for a shop, something to grow into is like 2,000 square feet would do really well. It'd be a little bit tight, so making that a little bit bigger. So like having enough showroom area, and then area where like, so I can pull like a car here, car there, car there, car there, car up there. Like I can have 5 cars in here, no problem, and stuff more in here if I really want to. That's a lot of extra space. So, I don't know. I was really just looking for like 1,000 square feet. And then I have 3,300 because I couldn't find anything small. The only thing that was big was... The only thing that was available was this. Which is really weird because it was like in the middle of a pandemic. It's like, really? Auto shops? You still haven't gone out of business yet? Come on now, please. Finding retail space was easy. Find something with a garage was super annoying. So, average here was like 35 to 4,000 a month, and I wasn't looking to quite spend that much. Dang. Very happy with this one. This one looks really, really good. Are those empty tint boxes? Yeah, actually, they are. So I had like a major surplus of extra boxes in inventory. That's basically what I was using like over the summertime. And I wasn't like, I was like throwing some out, and then I had so many little partials and stuff like that. I needed to just, like I just kept throwing them in the corner. I was like, I have a little bit there, I have a little bit there. So I was trying to just like save some last little bits and figuring out what windows to put them on. But they're mostly all empty, so I gotta discard them. but they're all pretty boxes, so I didn't know what to do with them either. I was like, maybe I could use them for something. But yeah, they're mostly empty. All right, I feel like we've walked around this enough. We're probably good. And shut that up. Geo can buy them back. They buy the cores. The boxes are like little, they're not going to survive another round of shipping. Dang! Look at this. This looks good. That's so clean. Still going to walk around it a bunch of times before it leaves, but. So we did 70 on the windshield, 35 on the front doors, and 20 on the rest of the back. So that is some clean tint for sure. Canon. Looks like a factory tint. I know it, right? Like factory in the back, mostly factory windshield because it's 70, and then 35 on the front doors. So he came in for 2 doors and quarters. All right, let me shout out some super chats here, and then we will end things. Yeah, see that messed up windshield that cost another $330, basically like a whole hour. If you get it out in the sunlight, it'll definitely kind of brighten it up too. Like here, we got that major like overcast look right now. So once you get it outside, it'll have like a slight tint to it, but it basically looks like it's not. All right, so we're gonna shout out some super chats here. New tints. New View tints and New View tints. Thank you. Burner account. Thank you. Alligator, Nick, Alligator, Wrench Lab, who, that's his car. Tim G and Tim G. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. I greatly appreciate all the support as always, and thank you to everybody that hung out today, made the stream fun. We did a lot of work today, and it definitely took a little bit of time, but it is well worth it. Turned out really, really nice. States with registration stickers in the front windows, how do you handle that? Remove them and then try and laminate them back to the window or something like that, but we don't have them here, but I would remove them before I tint it. I don't leave that there. Not unless the customer specifically tells you. So let them know you're going to remove it and try and keep it for them. Alrighty. So we got one more stream on Saturday, and then I'm going to go on a little break here, because this week got a little messed up on the schedule, but I'm going on a vacation next week, so. Do you recommend Avery? I'll recommend Geo over Avery, but the NR is really good. Oh, let's not put that there. There's a camera there. All right, so I got to sign off here. I got to check him out, and I'm going home. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you Saturday probably with something. I don't know exactly what, but Saturday. In the meantime, have a good one. Later.